Hi, I am Sergio Mora. I'm from Mexico. I'm 19 years old. And for this assignment, I've chosen the topic of distortion. So I will briefly explain how does a distortion functions, what is a distortion. I will show you an example of distortion. And at the end, I will explain the difference between the distortion that we want to use in a project and the distortion that we want to avoid. First of all, I will explain what is distortion. When we raise up the level of the volume of a sound, it reaches a moment where it's too loud, the volume is too high, that the sound began to distort. This means that the timbre is going to be different, it's going to change. Also, there are going to appear some other harmonics next to the main note, and there is going to be also a change in the shape of the wave. I'm going to show you an example that I did in my keyboard. I will play a note, I will play D, and let's see how it changes when I add a distortion stage. Okay, in this point I am just playing D with a little of distortion, but this is because my keyboard is not very good. But we can see that the harmonics here are not so loud. We can see the main note in the spectrum analyzer. The shape of the wave in our oscilloscope is most regular, and we can see also the main note in our spectrogram and a little just of harmonics. Then I will play with a little of distortion, and we will see the difference. Okay, here we can see that the harmonics are louder. We can see also the main note, but we can hear also a little bit of noise when I'm playing the note. In our oscilloscope, we can see that the shape of the wave is more irregular, and in our spectrogram we see also the harmonics that are with our main note. Also in our levels of our channels, we can see that the volume is very high and is also touching the red. Okay, so now I will explain the difference between the distortion that we want to use within our musical project and the distortion that we don't want to use and that we will try to avoid. For example, when we are playing the guitar, there are some effects and some gain in the volume that is very useful for the intensity and the emotion of a song. Maybe when the guitar is very important in a solo or at the beginning in some parts, it's very useful to use a distortion, but in a musical way. The distortion that we want to avoid is, for example, when we are recording a vocal or a piano and we increase the level of our volume, and this brings a distortion that it doesn't sound good. So to avoid this, we have to take some measurements. For example, not placing the microphone very close to the mouth of the singer. There are some times where the song needs to be a little bit louder, where the singer gets excited and he sings louder, and it also causes a little of distortion in the microphone. I hope you liked it. I hope this helps you to understand a little bit more, and thank you for your time.